ain't got it. Fat broke. We ain't got it. Don't spend no money. Ain't got no clothes. Ain't got no cars. Ain't got no hoes. We broke.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You're now listening. 1, 2. Broke. We ain't got it. We broke.
Right, we're back again. It's two broke Twimbos. Somehow, we have managed to climb out of this large and deep pit of misery and poverty
and debit
and impoverishedness to put together another episode. It's two broke Twimbos. My name is Danny, that guy. They call me Denias or Denmore. Rather, actually, I saw on a Coke bottle, Danisa, so that can work too. They call me that guy, the only guy, aka your girlfriend probably pities me, aka Dan More. When you look at my body weight, it's more like Dan Less.
That's right. And he's here with the one and only Phil Chard, aka Flame Floss the Big Boss Baby, aka
Pizza P,
aka Phil the Monster, aka Sexington Lovo, aka Shamari Ditengero Dringi. And we are here with a man who hopefully will buy us 1 or 2 drinks. A man who is living the dream, an inspiration to us all. He has somehow managed to parlay a life of tweets into a paid life of tweets. How has he done it? We shall find out in the next hour.
Introducing, straight from the Forbes list, straight from Time magazine cover, straight from, what else?
Future politician,
Oprah's couch.
That's quite correct. I believe he was there last week. Yes. After appearing on Maury's show, he then crossed over to Oprah for a quick.
Did you find out who the father was?
I'm still finding out.
It's Nigel Mkaum.
Say Nige,
aka Mr. 263 Chat.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Hey, nothing much. What's going on?
Alright, Inza. Material Panamaga. This is not a newspaper. This is also not a news show. And there are no reporters in this room. So
I take offense to that. I am a actual active member of the Zimbabwean Media Commission. I have a card that expired 6 months ago, and once I have the $40 to renew it, I shall do so. So technically, I'm a journalist. Technically,
moving forward, he's a Zimbabwean journalist. So there's no journalist in this room, basically.
No shots fired at Sunday Mail. No shots. In fact, a few shots, but never mind.
I can't get my shots actually.
Oh, I see what you did there. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is, we don't want your politically correct answer.
Yeah.
Neither do we want your...
No, it's all right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
just,
I can play the game.
All right, Igbo. Yeah, sharp. So, 263 Chat. Anyway, I mean, obviously, we assume that everyone knows what that is, but just in case people don't, what is 263 Chat besides a Facebook and Twitter account?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Good question. Hey, you're on the money. It's now become a media company that is trying to tell the other side of what's actually happening in Zim. So start off as a Twitter account, Twitter hashtag, and Facebook page, and is now a company trying to be like these other companies, trying to tell stories and say this is what's happening in Zim.
So basically, it's a puppet of imperialist agendas.
Yeah.
Using Western media and technology
to demonize our sovereignty.
That's right. Yes.
As we all know, all media companies are such things.
No shots at Sunday Mail. No shots.
Do you want us to address that? Is that what you want to do right now?
Yeah, I'm not going to give them any more time. Just like no shots. I mean, as a two-time college dropout myself, I am not one to throw stones when I live in a dilapidated glass house. But woo, yeah, that was a mess.
No, it was a complete. I read it again. I was okay, so maybe I didn't get it. Then I went away. Then I made a coffee. Then I came. I was like, "I know, let's just read it again."
This man read it 3 times.
You know. Then the guy the guy who actually wrote it went onto Twitter and just said, you know.
This is what he said. He said, I've got a Twitter account, but I've found that people on Twitter are narrow-minded. So I've stuck to Facebook.
No. He said they're narrow-minded and they have weak arguments. Or like they... He said something insulting about the intelligence. Sluggish and lazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
The best response was Kuda's response. Is like, yes, and we feel the same about your reporting.
No, seriously, because I hadn't seen the article. I just saw the blowback on Twitter. And so I started searching for the link.
Yeah.
Found the Adam.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, you know, this seems like a very long article. Let me see if I can catch snippets of the Adam.
Yeah.
Poor rich man seduced by a little girl. Hey, we need to stop these evil little girls. I'm not sure.
You know, I was having a discussion today about the miniskirt march.
Yeah.
And the lady who was undressed last week.
Uh-huh.
And so now it turns out that allegedly she's not well in the head. Right?
Yeah.
And then I responded, no, either way, you just don't do that to people. Whether someone's not well or young.
Especially if they're not well.
Yeah, especially if they're not, exactly. Or if they're young or if they're whatever. You just, you know, doesn't make it right or doesn't make it, you know what I mean?
I suspect there's a lot more to the story than is being shown. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Okay, there's 2 things. There's probably 2 scenarios here. Either one, said editor, and I'm using air quotes here, is an absolute idiot.
It's probably the most likely.
Who has no children, or should not have children, or has no business being an active member of society. Or 2, he's a puppet for someone who's trying to push their own agenda. And since this is the Sunday Mail, I mean, you can draw your own conclusions.
It's either option A or option B.
I mean, or could be both.
It could be both.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
But let's just gloss over the fact that he just completely chose to ignore the fact that this was statutory rape.
Yes.
One.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
this evil girl somehow managed to maneuver past the law and deceived everyone. It was like, no.
Oh, she understood the law, by the way. She understood the law as well.
Oh, she understood.
She was
At 15, she had a full grasp. While studying for O levels.
Yes. There's now an O level legal studies.
Is it in between studying for O level maths and geography and doing sports in the afternoons?
Yes.
She spent her evenings going through Zimbabwean law and the constitution.
Yes, exactly.
Great, that's great. Besides shooting the TV show as well. I mean, this kid was a whiz kid, really. So, I mean, based on that evidence, of course, she was evil and plotting on his money.
Poor guy.
Yeah, and the parents, obviously the parents that she had, the loving, caring, considerate parents that she had, saw a grown man who already had a wife plotting on their young child. They were like, of course you can have her. You seem like a responsible man. You won't do anything to our poor little girl. She knows what she's doing. I mean, she knows the law. She's 15.
And she's a qualified paralegal, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So
exactly.
there you go. Off you go. No, you cannot stay here. No, it's time to branch out. Spread your wings, young lady. Become a woman.
Yes.
At 15. And there we go.
Yeah.
And while she was all doing this, she was like, yes, I now see this man has money. I shall suck him dry until he has nothing left. And then I shall leave him, probably sue, maybe make a big brouhaha of the ordeal, play the victim card, and then no one will be any the wiser.
And in the meantime,
except one.
I will hoodwink the nation.
Yes, she'll hoodwink the nation. Except one cunning and all-seeing reporter who will see through the mist and the fog
From the depths of despair.
to
From
cut
the center of the universe.
to cut to the heart of the matter and be like, no, guys, do not be fooled. Okay, I'm a journalist, and my journalistic nose smells something wrong here. Clearly, this was an evil child, quite like Chucky, but not a puppet. Planning.
That was a scary movie, actually.
Yeah, yes, but I digress. That being said, this goes out to all the parents and all the successful businessmen out there. Be careful. Watch out for these young girls. Protect your wealth.
Yeah.
We all know that they are much smarter than you are.
Yes. And we all know as a grown man, you cannot control yourself. I mean, you see a young 15-year-old girl shaking her developing body in front of you. How can you not resist her charms? It's not like you have free will, self-control, decency, or anything else for that matter.
Morality.
Yeah, you
Fear
know.
of the law. None of those.
Fear of God, perhaps.
Maybe.
You know, just touch away, touch, Mary, so forth, etc., etc. Yes, so be careful, you businessmen. And at this point in time, we'd also like to advertise Two Broke Twimbos Financial Management Services. If you are rich and looking to invest, come to us. We'll manage your money for you.
No little girls will be involved, please believe. Right. I just want to say that I'm very disappointed in general with Zimbabwe's newspapers, but that's another story for another time. So Sir Nige, 263 Chat has become a media house, basically.
Yeah.
Focusing a lot on online, I would imagine.
Yes.
Specifically social media.
Online. Yeah, so tapping into social media as well. So just using the social media tools that are out there.
Okay.
The home is the website. That's where the hub is, basically.
Right. So what I normally notice is that whenever people want to reach a large audience, they'll put hashtag 263 Chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, is that a good thing?
It works for us.
I think you should have trademarked that, because I've been seeing like companies like Econet will be like, tag your body in this photo, hashtag 263 Chat.
No, it is. We've done the whole legal thing.
Yeah, so you should sue.
So no, let them use it. Let them use it.
free advertising.
I want them to use it. Because then I use it to come to you guys, the broke Twimbos, and say, no, we can advertise for you. Look at our reach. Our reach is like this.
Even Econet,
Yes,
are using us.
Even Econet are using us. If Econet are using us, why can't you?
But at least that's cool, the Econet Adam.
Yeah.
And then there's those Adams. Hey guys, do you remember when you were children and you used to use condoms as balloons? Hashtag 263 Chat.
No, I know those ones are.
Those ones, delete, take down notice, delete.
Block.
Block. There's like a long list of people who are blocked.
How did it come about, though? I mean, how do you move from being a Twitter basis for discussions to this?
In fact, let's even go before Twitter. What were you doing before you started 263 Chat?
I'm an ex-accountant, so I'm a numbers guy.
Well, I mean, this is Zimbabwe. Everyone's an ex-accountant. Right?
I mean, the glasses did not give it away at all.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing exactly. So before this, I used to live in Edinburgh, and the whole, if I saw 10 black people a day, that was like a really dope day. Like I thought it was fire, and that's the one, another 9, and the Ghanaian and Nigerian, and there's one Zimbo. I go my shift, and I was homesick. I was literally homesick, and I thought, hey, look, I need to find people I can talk to on social media. And I was already on Facebook, but Facebook, and my guru and your sister and your cousin and what. And I thought, these are the people that I want to talk to. So I tried Twitter, and I was talking to random people. And then the Twimbo crew, because we're part of the original. Because there's these new Twimbos now. And
These new ones.
these new ones.
CEO,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then there's the OG ones. And we had a little conversation. We used to talk every day about just whatever. I mean, that's how I met you guys.
Yeah. I actually remember, I think Nige was like the first or second non-bot to follow me. Swag.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in those days. So, then, just start off, let's just discuss. Let's just discuss what's going on with Nzima. Obviously, you're curious. You want to know what's happening on the ground. You're trying to understand. I'm just a curious guy. So, what's happening, Kumba?
Panama pictures of Serevita.
Yes. Kana ngositumira kana Serevita yacho iri bosho. Zvinoita food. So, then it just started.
Yeah, because I mean, okay, I remember those days, early Zim Twitter, and you're kind of new to it all. And the important thing was followers, which is very stupid, but to me it was anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Not back then.
how does Nige have so many followers? Scroll. So he doesn't tweet anything interesting. Follow. And then, I mean, eventually, like I saw, I think it was even before it was a 263 chat thing. You always wanted to have these discussions.
Yeah, I just want to have, just to talk. Yeah, just to talk.
And you liked to moderate, as it were. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just hey guys, what do you think of this? And then sort of not so much.
Those used to be on was it on Thursdays? I think. I'm trying to remember which day of the week they were.
Tuesdays. But that was when 263 chat started.
No, I think it might have been Thursdays because we used to do comedy Thursday in the morning.
Yes.
And then in the evening, Nige would throw in some topic or he'd find a news article or something, and then tweet the link or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just share. And then
those are the days.
So I started watching okay, so this is how people react.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so I started learning from that.
Check, Dan. You see, this is where we messed up. I mean, we were in the groove. Had we gone commercial with our stupidity, we'd be making big bucks.
No,
That is true.
But you can always bring it back.
It's too late. There's too many new.
With these new Twimbos, these new Twimbos, man, they got their jokes and they leak their nudes and so forth.
And they've got memes and vines. We don't even know what these things are.
These news.
Or you're the OG guys who are like, no.
Text him down. Text.
Without all this media, with 160 characters, we'd put in our gibberish there.
Yeah.
We get our 5 retweets and we're happy.
No tweet longer. You hit 10 retweets. You're like, Mama, we made it. We ain't gotta live like this no more.
Then you just waiting for that one girl. Oh, you're so funny.
Slide up in them DMs.
Exactly. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Okay, I just want to mention this. Those days, it was so exciting to talk to someone on the DM.
Oh yeah,
and talk to them on the timeline at the same time.
Dad was like a kid again. Oh my god, this is great.
She's dissing me on the timeline. And she says you're cute in the DM. Oh my gosh, look at it. Anyway. So anyway, those are the days.
Yeah, those are the days. Comedy Thursday with Wanalanga,
Comedy Thursday.
Tar 3000.
Did 4 or 5 hashtags topics a day, and
yeah, we missed you guys. Hey, and we didn't have jobs back then, so we had a lot of free time.
Yep.
We still don't have jobs now, but we had less job, less of a non-job,
Yeah.
And that's when Econet was still launching the data, so
everything was
$25 unlimited data.
I remember those days.
I used my guy, my battery used to burn out because what I do is, when I wasn't home, I'd be tweeting. Then I get home, tether to the computer.
Right.
The phone was hot, so I had to get a little fan, put the phone under the fan to keep it from overheating while I tethered to the computer and was tweeting. That's when TweetDeck was still yellow.
Yes, it was yellow. Yeah,
TweetDeck.
We were the pioneers of the TweetDeck. Even when the internet was slow, we'd get Echophone for Mozilla.
Yes.
That little Mozilla extension. These kids, they don't know what you're talking about right now. They have no idea. Then they came. What was that item that came after it? It was like TweetDeck, but a smaller version. What is it called again? We use it for Bit.
When you say a smaller version, it was for Windows, yeah?
Yeah, it was Windows app. It was a client.
Soft S, right?
It was it had a blue and a dark theme. I'm trying to remember the name, man.
I actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one.
I forget. Yeah.
Those are the days.
Man,
No,
Echo Phone was my thing.
Man, we went through.
TweetDeck.
Yes. Yeah.
Now
you're reminiscing.
Reminiscent, man. Wars with Kenya.
Oh, I missed out on the beginning of that.
Everyone missed out on the beginning of that.
All of a sudden, I was just like, brethren, what's going on, man?
I saw used to have heavy wars. Then there was with South Africa during the World Cup.
Man.
They were good times, They were good times. Well, you wouldn't even sleep. We'd just be tweeting. Shout out
3 a.m. Shout out Team Insomnia.
Team No Sleep. Team Rise and Grind. We're out in here in these streets.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was me. I was always Team Rise and Grind, but I'd still be in bed. Just,
Team Rise and Grind. Nothing works till you do.
You know what I mean?
Good night.
I used to have bookmarked like a few pages with inspirational quotes. A few excerpts from poems and Maya Angelou items. I copy and paste those items.
Man, these new Twimbos,
they don't understand the hustle.
They don't understand the hustle, man. Now everything is just there for you. You know what I mean?
We used to work.
You guys laid the foundation.
Yo.
Yeah, shout to Zima Buza,
Yeah.
shout to 10.
Yeah.
Where when 10 was still,
He was
back
9.
there.
Basically, when he wasn't,
When he was 10.
When he wasn't a nominated artist, when he was a
Yeah.
nobody, we were there for him,
when he was in Zimbabwe's AKA worldwide,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we were in the
Just running the
streets.
streets on Twitter,
We're
man.
grinding in these streets, man. Shout to the OGs. We feel you, man.
our fallen soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ish.
Anyway, so so then you were the only clever one out of all the original Twimbos to actually convert it into life.
I think.
No, but it wasn't. There was no game plan, guys. There was no.
Sure,
I didn't think. No, this is my money maker. I didn't think about. All I was just like, hey, how could we formalize this? And I actually had the idea in January 2012. Then I just sat on it for like 9 months because I got
Like a pregnant woman.
yeah,
or like
yeah.
a hen, on
Yeah,
the egg, letting
yeah,
it
yeah.
incubate.
No, well, I was just scared. I just thought, do I need this kind of heat? Do I need to, organize a discussion? Do I need to organize people to talk? What kind of trouble? What kind? What kind? What kind of new friends would I acquire? So I just sat on it and I just didn't tell anyone. Then one day in September, I was like, sitting next to, it wasn't Mrs. then, it's next to the girl. And I was like, hey, babe, I got this idea, man. What do you think? And she was like, yeah, do it. Do it like now. I was like, no, but, I said, no, let's do Tuesdays. I said, why? Because Monday is always hectic. Wednesday, people go to church. Thursday is kind of close to the weekend. Friday is a non-starter. So Tuesday. Then I thought, no, it wouldn't even work. So let's have it once a fortnight. And let's have 5 topics, and I want it to last for an hour. Then after the first one, people were like, nah, man, we're doing this every week. We want to have one topic. So we changed. And it's been like that ever since. Yeah. But there was no business plan. I didn't sit there and think, no, so let's go back to Excel. Nah, there was none of that. To me, it was just like, let's just talk. And I just wanted to just sort of find a way of getting all of us on Twitter to just talk at one time, just so we could also sort of measure how many Twimbos we actually had.
Did you find that more people were tweeting from outside Zimbabwe than?
Yes, back in the day, yeah. Back in the day.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
It's
definitely.
like even when we're doing Comedy Thursdays, like
Yeah.
trending in South Africa.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. Yeah.
Zimbabwe though.
Exactly. So no, it was hectic. But I'd look, Comedy Thursday was funny. I had my standard joke, whatever it was. I was like, sanctions, sanctions,
Everyone had their standard joke.
Langa, your face!
your face, yeah, sanctions.
Okay, so I mean, obviously, when you're having these discussions, you're discussing serious things that people want to talk about, and sometimes it was pretty heated, I guess, right?
Yeah, look, it still does. It's easier now because the crowd know how to censor themselves, and so I did a lot of moderating, like, hey, play nice, guys, hey, msarova gani, hey, that kind of thing.
I hate that guy. That guy.
That one.
Ayo boys, msarowane kane. Like, ayo wasiarowane kane. Anyway,
so that was initially, it was a lot more hands-on, but now people just talk, and people have understood, look, if you want a certain kind of discussion, and it's not even about serious discussions either. So someone just says, hey, I love God, copy 263, then we do nothing. Then they just find each other like, you love God too, sick, which church do you go to? And we're like, God.
why are you talking in my room?
Yeah, well, exactly. Bakumbra ni bana, you know what I mean?
That's the worst. That when people having discussion in your mention, and you're not part of it, you're like, it's like you come home and there are like 3 people in your lounge and they're just shouting like,
And then drinking your beer. Kumtaro, I want to get my beer zirim dal.
I bet I'm free.
toilet ja bloga. I mean, no.
But here's the thought, and I know that especially a lot of decision makers, because in Zimbabwe we still have a lot of old decision makers.
Yes.
They don't understand a lot of, for example, online discussions, etc.
Yeah.
So, for example, you can be a moderator, but people would view you as responsible for what people say. Did you ever find any sort of responses or reactions from people who would be offended by whatever the discussion was?
Yes,
Yeah,
still do.
happens a lot.
Yeah, every now and again. Less now than it did before.
Do you have like that standard black sedan parked outside your house? And
The guy with the dark glasses and then the suit.
a suspicious click every time you pick up your phone.
On a real though, that did actually happen. The not so much the guy parked outside, but
Yeah.
the click. So it was like last year during sort of elections or whatever. But it is what it is. I'm not here to encourage an uprising. Some people actually think that I'm trying to mobilize people so I can one day go, guys, I'm now a politician.
Look, all these followers.
Yeah, all of these followers. But it's really just simple.
Yeah.
This is sit down and talk. The media part of it is just now, I guess, a natural progression.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also want to be like, ZFM. Also want, to broadcast.
These days it's easy, but to be an online broadcaster,
No, it is. It is. It's just challenging thing is
whether
you
it's
want.
worth it, yeah.
Yeah, well, whether it's worth it. Your audience, are they here? Are they out there? There's a couple of things to think about.
Try doing a podcast, man.
We-
Because like us, we don't know whether anyone is listening right now. Judging by our statistics, at least 2 people will download. Feel it myself.
I was going to say, well, there'll be 3 now. That's me.
All right, so just a thought.
Yeah.
Okay, as someone who's closely followed social media and seen it progress from something that's just a social discussion between friends to something that could involve corporate entities, it could involve political entities or whatever, and seen how it's evolved into that, and possibly someone who understands it better than most people. What do you think of how social media is being used right now by Zimbabwean companies?
There's still a lot of work, a lot of way to go for them. There's definitely improvement, but like you said, the decision maker tends to be that older guy who's like, no, but
And it's like newspaper.
but you know what I mean. But we put an ad in this paper. Why should we? And they don't understand. Look, you put an ad in like mainstream media, newspaper. You're paying $800 for a quarter of a page. That newspaper's only printing 50,000 copies. If that, tomorrow it's a bin liner. Most of us in this room haven't bought the paper, but if you spend $800 on Facebook, I'm probably going to see it.
Yep.
Probably.
Here's what I find as well. I don't know if you agree with it. Particularly on Twitter. Facebook is a bit more visual, so you can get away with a lot. But Twitter, it's very much about interaction.
Yes.
So I find a lot of companies will post up an advert, the same thing that they put on their newspaper.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've got 12 followers and you're posting up an advert, and that's your entire Twitter time. You're like, I've got a social media presence.
Yes.
No, man.
We're engaging our audience.
No, I mean, look, there's some companies who think just having a website is it's not a bore. You know what I mean?
So then, click up on jumper.
It's on Joomla, this new technology called Joomla. These kids installed it for us,
Yeah, it's no. Look, we need to understand that you actually need to engage people, and it's not about direct selling either. It's just trying to figure out, hey, so how? It's almost like market research.
Yeah.
So so we sell sneakers, all right? What's the best color to buy? Because there's like, how many other colors are there? So you want to bring in X number of stock, but you want to figure out, are people going to go for the black ones, or the white ones, the green ones? And do you know what? You could actually just crowdsource that. Say, hey guys, we're thinking of bringing these shoes in the country. They'll be here in 2 weeks. What color do you want them to be?
You could, hire a research firm and pay them $17,000 to go and take a cross section of society and ask them the questions.
You could.
A. B. You could just go on Twitter or Facebook and engage a couple of people. I think engagement is the most important thing, man. You got to have conversations with people. You can't just, these are the shoes. No, man. You know? And Also, it's not about the followers. I've noticed there's some companies that buy followers.
No, I know. No, they're there. They're there. Yes. No, they're.
Tell someone.
No, they're.
There's a bug in the room.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I need to
yeah.
tell someone about it.
Yeah, the red kind of bug.
We're not getting any free airtime anytime soon.
The issue is, look, people get so fixated on followers.
Yeah.
And I just think, no, that's a wrong approach. If focus more on getting retweets than followers.
Or even just mentions, you know.
Just like when people think, hey, I want to find a guy who sells shoes, you want to be the first company they think of. And how do you do that? You got to have repeated conversations every day with these people. Hey guys, got the latest thing. Check out the picture. And the thing is, sometimes we forget it. Twitter, yes, 140 characters, but dude, you can attach photos.
Yep.
You can tell them where you are at a location. Incorporate that with Instagram. You could add a video. I mean, there's so many ways of sharing and interacting with people, and I think that's where a lot of companies still haven't got.
At the same time, you get several sides of it. Remember, sometimes a company wants to be extremely engaging and interesting, and we're keeping up with the trends.
Yeah.
And you remember when the whole Ray Rice incident came out, and
Yes.
On Twitter, "Why I Left" was trending.
Yeah.
So it's a very serious hashtag, why I left. You're discussing, domestic violence issues and women out there are sharing their stories. Then DiGiorno's Pizza tweeted why I left because you didn't have any DiGiorno's pizza. So they were like, yo, we're so clever. We're keeping up with the trends.
Yeah, hashtag.
No, you can't.
I know how to use the hashtag.
No,
why I left,
no,
you didn't have my
no,
pizza.
No, there's some things you just say, fail.
But that happens often, and it's hit and miss. Sometimes like there was that RBs when they went at Pharrell for that hat at the Grammys and so forth. But
But I mean, that's kind of funny, and it will get people to like your brand or laugh with your brand.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a very difficult landscape, and you need to not just get in there just randomly. You need to kind of think about it.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is you need to engage some people or company that's actually online all the time. You can't just have I did a marketing degree. I use my personal Facebook, so therefore I know. No,
I have experience.
Yeah, the way you manage your personal Facebook page is very different to how you manage a company page.
What are your thoughts on politics and social media?
My thoughts are...
I've kept it very general. So
yeah,
you can
okay.
Really,
No, if you're in politics and you're in social media, you've got to remember that the general population is watching you. So what you do, who you're with, how you do it, how you, whatever it is that you're doing, even in your personal life, we're watching. So you have to do it with some sort of, sense of responsibility. What can appear to be a personal shopping trip, for example, can be misconstrued for, that's taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that happened recently?
But I think it was an actual delegation trip, taxpayers actually paid for the flight.
Yes.
And then he lashed out at those that saw problems with that, with some not so choice words about their lack of industriousness and financial stature.
See, but that's the thing. You and I can do that because we are
broke.
Yes. When people, like you're saying, when people are watching you, and I think Zimbabweans more than many other nationalities are very, very quick to point things out.
Very resentful.
No,
I think that's the
look,
word.
let's give you a real example. Yeah? Just before this interview, I was getting a conversation from the other half to say, hey, there's the generator can. There's no petrol in the generator can because there's no ZESA. Right? So someone's getting home now and they've got that frustration of no ZESA.
Yeah.
But then they finally get ZESA at 9 o'clock or whatever. Then they finally get onto Facebook. Right? And then they see this picture of this person supposedly living large. But you're struggling with the basics. You've got no ZESA, you've got no water, or even if you got a borehole, the ZESA situation affects the lack of water. So things are not easy. So there's certain things that you can't share. I don't need to know what you ate for lunch on the plane. I don't, because I can miss.
What if it's really Instagrammable, dude?
I mean, what is a great sandwich? And I'm in business class. I mean, come on, I need to share this with the world. How else would the ladies know, man? Son, you gotta let these know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm stirring on right now, girl.
It's all about the likes.
But you two broke guys can do that.
Get away, like I'm going to Instagram my life. Never.
No, but you guys could do that. But like you said, certain people can't, and you shouldn't. It's just not the thing. It's not. You're just.
It's not smart.
It's not smart.
Yeah.
It's not.
But then again, you're expecting politicians to act smart.
Well, look, they how many times
they are smart.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, I remember one thing that always surprises me is because of the media and the news and whatever, and I see these politicians or whatever, I'm like, this guy, surely, how is he in such a position? Then when I actually meet them or have a conversation, and you're like, this person is actually extremely smart. So sometimes I don't think it's being smart. Sometimes I think it's just arrogance.
Well, there's that, or just playing dumb. Like, look, I'm sure I could get away with this.
Yeah.
And most times they get away with it. Because we're too busy tweeting about it.
Yeah, there's no real accountability. I mean, we air our frustration on social media instead of where it matters.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And then they're like, no, those guys on Twitter are good. Stay there. So,
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the president of where was it Kenya? Was Goodluck Jonathan on Twitter? No, he's Nigeria. Sorry, Kenya was.
Dan is displaying his vast knowledge of African politics.
I'm trying to remember who. There was some president who was on Twitter, and he was like, he used to almost every day have a question and answer session with his followers.
Paul Kagame,
I can't remember who.
Rwanda.
Was it Rwanda?
Yeah.
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 And I was like, I mean, at first I thought, well,
great.
this is dumb. Then, I was like, hang on, this is actually, seems to be dope. I don't know.
No, well, look, I think we grew up in a time when, if you saw, if you saw government ministers because they were rushing by you in the Mercedes Benz or Range Rover or Discovery 4 or one of those kinds of cars. And now you've got a government minister on Twitter, so now you can actually say, honorable, how's it? What are you going to do about this? Right? And if they don't respond, all of us can see Danny asked the question, but there's no response. And guess what? We can take a screenshot of it. We can do all kinds of things with it.
Yeah. So time it might not actually be the best idea.
Yeah, so I
if
think
you're not going to respond.
If you're not going to respond, I always think not responding is probably worse than actually saying something. Come out and at least say something stupid than to say, because if you don't respond, it's like this guy's arrogant. Then 5 years or 2 years down the line, he's like, guys, please vote for me. And we have that screenshot, right? To say, but dude, you want us to vote for you now, but kupai. So, it's a tricky one. But you got to think about what you're doing. And I always say this to people, clients, whatever. I always say, look, what's your game plan? Why are you on social media? Don't tell me, no, because my competitors on social media. No. What's your game plan? How do you want to be on social media? It's like, no, I want to be on social media. This is chicken. I want to be on social media because KFC is in the country. Is your market on social media? Is your target market? I mean, if they're not, then chill. Have a game plan. Make it solid too.
It's amazing what a monster this social media has evolved into. To most people, it's just, hey, bruh. I'm just gonna log on, see what's funny, see what people are complaining about, see dope. But then there's people who actually have to consider it from a much larger perspective. My company, my brand, my image, my what, Yeah. It's one of those.
Pity we don't have any images to uphold. Yeah.
It's a tough time for you guys,
Gosh, it's been a tough life.
If someone wants to donate to your cause, do you have an EcoCash account?
We have an EcoCash, we have PayPal.
Eco Cash, PayPal, Telecash can be available upon request.
We can open an account if need be, because we've been putting that off. I think Netcash, we'll also investigate in Netcash.
Mailboxes, also for hard cash.
Yeah, you can mail my mother. She will then forward the money to me.
Okay.
Most of it.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Obviously, just take off like, hey, if I've been feeding you for 25 years, you lazy bastard.
Exactly.
Give me some money.
I'm glad you brought that up. Let's discuss this a little bit. Hello, first of all, stop making memes of me. It's not funny anymore.
It's hilarious.
I'm glad you brought that up, not me. That's a tough life.
Woo! Those daddy memes are funny.
Yeah.
That last time was that you guys went to breakfast. Dude, you know what? Do you know? Now we're talking about how going back to history, how we all found each other on social media. There's this one poll.
Oh, Polgate! Woo! Polgate rises again.
I'll never forget that image, sir. And then the breakfast was just gonna. It's like, has this guy done this before?
I think that was Dan. Dan is. You used to call him Dandle for Scandal back in the day. I think Polgate was the first one.
Yeah.
Then there was Danny That Gaga Gate. Danny That Gaga Gate has to be the most. That was the funniest. I don't know why I cannot find those tweets in my archive, but they were hilarious. So. Let me break it. Oh, wait, let me set the scene.
But you remember that,
dude. I took the picture.
Wow. Oh yes, yes. I remember now. Oh man. So when's the next one coming up?
So let me set the scene.
Christmas special.
Today there was another meme that was.
Oh no. You're becoming popular.
You were a Twitter celebrity, tweet famous.
What you now need to do, right, is to make sure you've got the right gear with some sort of brand and exactly.
Holla at some clothing makers like Pezanamo and listen, I can advertise for you in memes.
Yeah, you can talk to them.
They'll go viral.
Yeah,
viral.
Yeah, you can never predict virality, except unless it has Danny's face in it clearly.
Yeah.
Stop it, guys. Let me tell you what happened.
No, let me tell him first. First. So this is I've known Dan. Me and Dan, we've known each other almost a decade now. So tweeting, we're tweeting with 10. Hadn't met 10 yet.
Yeah.
Hadn't met a couple of people.
Yeah.
And then I came to Raleigh that weekend.
Yeah.
Then we're like, guys, let's all meet up. It'll be cool. What. So meet up. We'll go pick up 10. And we meet up by O'Higgins. Was it O'Higgins or Keg? One of the two.
Yeah.
So obviously Dan is have a few, throws in a few back there and so forth. We're like, let's go to Axiom. We're in Axiom having a good time, dancing and so forth. All of a sudden, Dan sees the pole. And his inner ratchet comes out.
Before you
start swinging on it and busting it wide open.
We had a bet, okay? Me and I think it was Pizza.
Yeah.
We had a bet over something. Listen, whoever loses this bet is gonna have to go dance on that pole.
So you lost the bet.
Clearly. I don't know, it was something stupid. It was something stupid like when I open this drink, it's not gonna spill, or some stupid thing like that.
I bet you he won. Then it was like, stop.
No, I lost.
Yeah, no. I'm still going for that pole.
And then bam. But the best one was the Gaga Gate. So this is I think a few months later actually. Some kid follows me. But we weren't sure if this was a guy or girl.
Yeah.
Because very androgynous looking individual. So I didn't know how to broach the subject, a guy or girl. And this kid was literally always in our mentions, we'd be cracking jokes. You guys are crazy, And we're discussing, I was like, is this a guy or a girl? Because I don't know, and I don't want to offend the person. So keep it at that, right?
The way this song is introducing the God.
It's a check, right?
Let me check.
Hold on. So now,
shoot us, what happened?
So then all of a sudden this kid says something, right? Yeah. And then Dan and back then Dan's thirst levels were through the roof. Through the roof.
Wow, worse than now, huh?
This is nothing. Wow. Through the roof. Comes back with a flirtatious statement. Right? Flirtatious statement with an LOL. Kid responds dude, I'm a guy.
You know what? I remember that tweet. I remember that tweet. I just didn't understand the background. I was like,
Listen, you've just been given the Phil version.
Okay.
Of the
Dude, that's the real version.
This is what happened.
Let's call 10 right now.
Phil was flirting with this person.
I was not flirting.
And
So then how come I'm not in the scandal?
We had a thing at the time
Yeah.
where if you see one person driving to a date, you jump in as well. That's how it was. So I was like, look, Phil has already done his due diligence. You know what?
I'm in.
I'll trust his taste. I didn't
Your
even,
wingman let you down, bro.
I didn't even check avatars. I didn't check nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Phil is flirting with some date. Hey, girl, what up?
No, what he saw was me having a conversation with someone who he thought was a woman. In Dan's mind, I was like, Phil is flirting.
Yeah.
If I really was flirting, why come he got roasted?
Look now.
And I walked
Who
off
got roasted by who?
Huh? By everybody. Where's 10? In fact, let me call 10 right now.
Anyway,
Who's got airtime in their phone? I've got no airtime in my phone.
About the breakfast I had. Okay, so we're at the ZFM breakfast, right? I'm eating, and Captain Awesome, right? He's sitting across the table.
Yeah.
He's taking pictures of the whole event. So he's like, Dan, look up. So I think I'm like in the middle of swallowing or whatever.
Pause.
And just in that brief second, I look up, takes a photo, posts it online, continues our lives, whatever. 2 hours later,
Yeah.
WhatsApps are coming in. I could sort of check out the Twitter notifications, but in my head I thought it was like ZFM notifications because I also, I manage a lot of ZFM's Twitter stuff and whatever. So I'm like, ZFM's very popular today, whatever. And then I'm not getting WhatsApps. Dude, why are you all over Twitter, bruh? What do you mean all over Twitter? Open. There must have been, and I'm not exaggerating, there must have been thousands of tweets with that picture. Thousands.
Yeah. No, I was like, it must be Dan's birthday. I saw the photo. I sent it on to someone else. I sent it on to other people who don't even know you.
It started getting mixed up with other memes, and I got sent messages that we have now entered level 2. And it was a mixture of like the meme from what's that movie about the pirates? The pirates that took over that ship.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, I'm the captain now. I don't know. Anyway, today, or rather, let me say Monday this week, because obviously this is no longer today. Over the weekend, there was a hunters party at ZFM.
Yeah.
Sniper Storm was performing on stage. So somehow, someone persuaded me, let's go behind Sniper Storm and jump up and down while he's performing.
Yeah.
Right? So he goes on, dance on, and I'm kind of in the back doing the whole woo.
Yeah.
Somehow, someone took advantage of the opportunity to take pictures. And now it looks like the Shmoney dance or something. I don't know. So today again.
But don't you, when someone suggests these things, don't you just have some sort of like filter, like a sifting process? No,
Wait, hold up a moment. Wait a minute.
isn't it direrish?
What are the consequences? The consequences of these actions.
It's like you got an exam tomorrow and someone says, "Hey, yo, man, let's go drinking tonight."
And there's like beer, sure.
Yeah, you gotta. Oh, hey, wait, no, guys. Exam tomorrow, I can't. Let's do it today. But clearly for you, it's like, no, I got this.
Well,
I got this.
it was a really nice song, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Anyway, social media is just realistical.
No, it's good.
Currently going through
It's amazing. For some of us, even if we're not there,
Dendal, firing once again. Dendal, the scandal. Yeah.
you're the one. I saw this yesterday.
Wakapenga.
See, then I try to get something going viral of, I don't know, me doing a good thing maybe. Perhaps.
Like what? Like
Planting a
bathing?
tree.
Perhaps I'm donating the last half of my airtime scratch card code to someone else. But no, that will never go viral.
No. It's not,
We don't care about that.
In fact, that's not even the Danny that we know. And his account has been hacked.
Sorry, I was hacked.
Anyway, one of those. So do you find that you yourself have to be extra careful with what you show on your social media?
I have made it a rule not to make it about me. So I've never shared a photo of my daughter. You know,
You have a daughter?
you know.
Just kind of amplifying your point there.
Yes, baby hashtag, short
You know,
baby hashtag.
I don't. I make it. It's less about me and more about the issue that I'm actually discussing. So I don't have to be careful, but I'm just, I'm not like, I'm wearing these cool shoes. You know, yeah, what's the shoe game? Shoe game. Shoe game.
Yeah.
But look, when I also have a normal life, so it looks like I'm online all the time, but I'm not. You also have a relationship with someone, and you have to watch a movie, you have to, do the dad thing, about the baby, all that sort of stuff. So I'm just careful not to, I just think about it. And also, the missus doesn't want to be part of that whole thing. So, hey, yeah, you go do it. But just leave us out of it.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, from now on, Mills, I need to learn filters. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to be like Sir Nige.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm actually tweeting out a few hashtags and memes involving Denise as we speak.
As we speak, yeah.
As we speak. So they should be going live. You can peruse my timeline. So yeah, it was a good conversation. By the way, this was supposed to be the Beer Fest in review episode. Sorry, Nige, you are option number 2. Don't be offended.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. But due to circumstances beyond our control,
Namely,
unorganization and discombobulation
civil riots.
and basically, what we saw at Beer Fest.
Okay, picture this. Okay, it's like
What happened?
It was a bit late. It was later than we'd expected to go, right? But
No, it was later than I wanted to go. You were delaying.
blah blah blah.
Okay.
Okay, it's like 8 o'clock,
Yep.
8 p.m. Right?
Yep.
This is a dancehall show. Everyone knows it doesn't start until 3 a.m. Right? So
Standard.
it's 8 p.m. We're headed to this joint. As we get nearby, we start noticing there's a lot more traffic than we're used to. We notice, there's a lot of cars parked here. Let's park and see what happens. There must have been, no joke, there must have been 3,000 or 4,000 people outside the gate trying to get
That's
in.
a bit much.
I'm
There were
telling
quite a
you,
few.
bro.
There were quite a few.
For real.
It was a massive crowd.
Just trying to get in.
So all the while, Dan is being a negative Nancy. Oh, feel it's too full, let's go. Feel it's too full, let's go. I'm like, no. I have been given my special VIP tag. You see it? It's on my wrist. VIP. We are going in to hobnob with the VIPs so I can enjoy some Toki vibes, some Big Man,
Yes.
some Shinso,
Yes.
chill with the ninjas, absorb the dancehall atmosphere.
Yes.
Right. And I had like 20 liters of worth of beer tokens in my pocket. So it was going to be a good night. Even though I don't drink, but it was free, so I'd make an exception. Anyway, get to the front. Literally, the first thing we see as we get to the entrance,
Yeah.
Okay,
1,000 people running towards us, literally running
So
towards.
you guys are trying to go in. They're running.
They're running out, and we like,
obviously we turned around and started running. as
and we're
well.
like, what the hell is going on here? We get there. Turns out these people were running away because there was pressure at the gates. The police and the bouncers couldn't control the crowd.
Yep.
Release the Kraken.
So they diverted to their standard Ian Smith clamped down on the blacks, apartheid style crowd control measures and released the hounds.
You're kidding.
So there are 3 people.
For real.
There are 2 guy. I'm not lying to you. I finally
In 2014.
I finally pushed my way to the front. There are 2 guys on their backs screaming for their lives as 2 German shepherds rip into their shins, and the police don't give a damn. So while this is happening, this is the first wave.
They're swinging their batons. You know what I mean? Like
Get back, get back. Meanwhile, some dude is losing his leg. So this was wave one.
Pardon me for being a negative Nancy.
Nah, no, I don't.
I was like, listen, Phil,
I like my shins.
let's
This
go.
is not even the end of it. It's not even the end of it. So they're still swinging their shins. They're being belligerent. I'm like, damn, okay, this is real. Okay, maybe it was some form, maybe some outburst. Sometimes people get these events drunk.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's let the situation cool down.
Yeah.
Let cooler heads prevail. Let's try. Let's wait for things to cool down, and then we'll try get in again. So eventually, an ambulance comes through. They get these guys. Now, obviously, the crowd is annoyed because they've seen their brethren being reduced to dog food, all for the dancehall concert. So they start acting out again. These guys start swinging again. Get in line, what? Start swinging on people. Some dude, I think one bouncer pushes or punches some dude. They start again, another right. All the while, like every time they push, right?
Yeah.
They push, the crowd all falls back because they're teasing with the dogs.
Yeah.
Like they'll release the leash a little, people run back. When people run back, someone trips over, and when that person trips over, they're getting trampled.
Yeah.
So this is going on continuously for like 10 minutes. They release the dogs again.
The entire time I'm saying, let's go home.
So
That was you going, hey, look, man.
Because, I mean, no, Phil, sometimes you got to think about the consequences of your actions.
the consequences.
Have you ever thought about filters?
Where have I heard that one, man?
So meanwhile, they release the dogs again. People are, once again, someone is reduced to dog food. And I'm looking at Dan like, dude, this is like a black and white documentary that we used to watch about
Look, I
civil
can see
rights.
Malcolm X there. He's
Yeah,
right there.
I mean, like, I'm just waiting for the water hoses, the
Yeah,
power hoses
yeah.
to get unleashed,
Yeah.
and it'll be a retro movie all over again.
Yeah, yeah.
And like in 2014,
Yeah, yeah.
and the police do not give a damn.
Yeah,
They don't give a damn. It was so belligerent. Anyway, after that, I'm still like, no, guys,
There has to be another way.
There's a VIP entrance around the corner. Let's see if we can use that. So we go through there, negotiate the queues. We're in it. We're in there. After spending 45 minutes looking for parking, we finally find parking. We're like, yes,
We're in.
phase one. Let's do it. We go towards Glamis Arena. We get to one gate. Right, this is just for artists, but I can see you have a special access tag. Special access tag. You go through there. So I'm like, if it's a special access VIP tag, why can't I just go through here? No. This is for the artist. This is for artists. No. You can't use this. Go there. There. That's for you. Cool. Spend 20 minutes going all the way around. Go to another VIP quote unquote. Get to the entrance. There's a massive queue. Okay. This tag, we're not too sure. Hold on. Let's check. Is this the tag? Yeah, no tag. Yeah, I think, but pressure. Wait like 20 minutes. People are walking in and out. There's a lot of drunken, belligerent people. Whatever. Finally, we get tired. We're like, hey, can we come in or not? She's like, yes, I see the tag. Where's your invite?
Oh, come
I'm
on.
like, wait,
come
what?
Is that, okay, do you have a list? I had one.
I had a list. So where's the list now? I don't know. So why the hell, if I have the tag, why else would I need an invite? Is this two-factor authentication? I don't understand. What's going on here?
Gmail.
Huh? Do you need me to pull out my Gmail authentication app and give you a number or something? I don't understand. You want my thumbprint? You want a vial of blood?
Man.
After that, we're like, screw this. And it hurt, right? Because as you know, Fids are P.
We were reaching there as Toki was performing, bruh.
And he was, and the joint was full. It was full. I estimate at least 20,000 people were there.
Wow.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
It was literally like,
But you have to consider we were watching this from trying to gaze over the fence.
we're basically over the fence.
But, so I don't know how many were there, but something like that.
But the numbers were insane. I really wanted to be there. I really wanted to be,
So
support.
so after that, you didn't even get in?
I went home. I was like, I mean, it was clearly a sign that the
Stay away.
fest was not for me.
Stop. Police ahead. Clearly. Alright, anyway, so thanks for coming through, man. I know this is shocking news for you.
Nah,
and you
no,
need to digest it.
I'm now just depressed. More depressed about the non-zesta situation at home.
But yeah, Zim Dancehall it really is a phenomenon right now, man. It really is a phenomenon.
Anyway,
No
so
thanks.
nice.
No thanks.
We appreciate you coming in with us,
Yeah.
sharing a little bit about your 263 chat things.
Yes.
And-
No problem. No, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, next time I'll bring my putti.
Please.
Yes,
It'll be the first
a
meal
meal
I've
would
had.
be nice. Would be ish.
No, my putti, that's standard. Meals, I've got my putti at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Speaking of which way is your home? Is because I need a lift that way.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks. Thanks, Sean. Thanks.
I'll see what
In the meantime, just a reminder, this is Two Broke Twimbos, so, subscribe if this is the first time you listen to the podcast. There's a whole bunch of other podcasts in the series, so just head to twobroketwimbos.com/2BT-podcast, or just go onto the website and click podcast. That's easier.
Yeah, I think that was a lot. Just Google search Two Broke Twimbos and then follow the links from there.
Google is your friend.
Yeah,
It really is.
Magash Google up on it.
So, subscribe, like, follow, everything. And
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're playing out with the collaboration between Nigeria and Zimbabwe. The Simba Tags and Ice Prince Don't Live remix.
I mean, it's big things Agwan.
Yeah, it's a big hit in the streets.
Oh, big things Agwano. Anyway, we out. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Don't try that.
I need you not loving. Said I need you not loving. Said I need you not loving for real. I said for real. Yeah. You the flyest, you the right fit. Girl, you make my heart stop. Yeah, so exciting. You ignite me. Girl, me love you non-stop. You know I'll never leave you. No, never, cause you make everything alright. Girl, you know I'm here to love you, and there's no other love in sight. And you know that I could have you every single day, but it's never enough. It's never enough. No, I can tell you every single night, girl, till you feel my love. Till you feel my love. You got me feeling like no, don't leave me. I said no, don't leave me. No,
Don't try that.
No, don't leave me. I said no.
Oh yeah. Oh girl, I must confess that you did boss up me brain. You light up like the sun on me, I can't stop the rain. Oh gosh, if you're telling me what's up again, nobody interfere or interrupt us again. Pull up, see I'm easy E with this rap shit. I asked the chick I had last week, and now she calling me bastard, but I seen it all and I'm past this, and I'm like, open the letter, maybe it's deeper enough, but I know LOVEYOU, that shit is bigger than us.
I can have you every single day, but it's never enough.
Oh yeah, it's never enough.
No, I can tell you every single night, girl, till you feel my love. Till you feel my love. You got me feeling like no, don't leave me. I said no, don't leave me. No, don't leave me. I said no. I need you not loving. Said I need you not loving. Said I need you not loving for real. I said for real. I need you not loving. Said I need you not loving. Said I need you not loving.